Hi everybody, so I'm here a little bit late, I know, I do apologise, but I'm here with my September beauty favourites, fails and updates. So September has been an incredibly busy month, which is why it's taken so long for me to get around to doing this, because we've had holiday releases, we've had foundation releases, we've had autumn releases. Definitely the busiest month of the entire year. It's been a little bit bonkers, but it's also been pretty beautiful. So I want to give you fairly quick updates if I can, because there is so much on everything that I've been trying this month, and certainly the standouts and the products that you want updates on that I know I had to go back and try a bit more. So that's what this video will do, and hopefully it'll be helpful to you. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Hannah, I'm 48, I'm not a professional, I'm just somebody who really loves makeup and beauty. And here on my channel I show you the latest releases, show you my favourite looks and give you any beauty news you might be interested in. If you think you'd enjoy this content, I would be very, very pleased if you did subscribe to my channel. But if you're already subscribed, welcome back. I am super grateful that you are here again on my channel, I really am. And my skin tone for everything I try on, just to see if it matches with yours or if you want to compare. I've got fair to light skin with predominantly cool undertones that do lean a bit neutral, and I've also got blue eyes. And for the foundation I've got combination skin, which is predominantly dry, but I do get a bit of an oily T-zone. So anyway, that's enough about me. Let's get straight into this update for September. So I'm going to start straight away with base products like foundation and powders and concealers. I say concealers plural, I think there's only one. As usual, I will be splitting this video over 2 days, maybe even 3, because I'm filming holiday release videos every day. So to just break up my workload, you'll see me in different looks, different outfits, and that is why. So this is the first section of this video. So Chanel launched their new concealer in the Ultra Le Tan range, and I picked up the foundation so I could put the two together. The foundation isn't new, but it's new to me. I think it's been out for a few years now. I've got mine in the shade, does it say on here what my shade is? I've written it down. BD01. If you saw me trying this on, I actually had BR12. But I got BD01 thanks to somebody, if you're watching, who kindly sent me a little sample saying I think this is the perfect shade for you, which was ever so kind, and I'm so appreciative. And you were absolutely right, it was the right shade, and that's what I've been using. I love this, it's so perfecting and beautiful. It gives quite a lot of coverage and it just sits beautifully all day. It is really, really complimentary on my skin. I absolutely love it. But what's really been the standout was the fact that the concealer launched to go with this. Now I'm looking in my basket thinking, where's my concealer? It's not here because I've been using it every day. It's in my pot. So, and I used it this morning. So here is you can see the packaging is pretty much the same. Very simple, but very elegant, very weighty, frosted glass. But the important thing is how this works. This gives full coverage if you need it to, but it sits so perfectly. It absolutely blew my mind when I tried it. It's gone straight to #1 for me. It's been the best concealer in my whole collection. That's how good this is. It just doesn't cake. It wears, you can look at it at the end of the day and it looks the same at the start of the day. It gives such good coverage, and it's just worked with every single formula I've tried it with. Some days I've forgotten to put my eye cream on, sometimes I have, sometimes I've added things like corrector, sometimes I haven't. I've tried skin tint, I've tried different foundations, glowy ones, I've tried full coverage ones, I've tried different powders, I've tried everything with this, and absolutely everything has worked with it. It is absolutely stunning. I love, love, love it. So I'll just put it back in my pot there. And the foundation is going to go into a sort of regular rotation of foundations over here, which I'm just going through at the moment because it is definitely one of the best in my collection. But what made it really special when I reviewed it was they launched a travel size of their powder, which is not new, but the travel size is, but the powder itself isn't new. But the combination of using the concealer, that foundation and this powder gives you one of the best bases you'll ever see, ever, 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 honestly. I highly, highly recommend you try it. And somebody gave me a tip as well. In fact, the same person who sent me that sample. So if you're watching, you know who you are, and I'm so grateful to you. If you're in the UK, Boots often have 20% off days on their beauty site. So I was able to get my foundation for 20% off. So it's well worth looking for things like this from Chanel if you want to invest in the powder, concealer, foundation, all three or one of. But if you did want to get the three together, honestly, it gives you a gorgeous base. This powder sits so perfectly and gives you such a perfect look. It just lasts all day, and every time you look in the mirror you think, gosh, my skin looks airbrushed, it looks perfect. I love it. So this powder has also stayed, I've got a little drawer here to my left where I keep the powders I'm using all the time, and it stayed there. It has actually gone to the back because something else launched later this month and it's taken over. Not because it's so much better, it's as good as, but anyway, before the other one launched, or before I got my hands on it, that was the only one I used after trying it, because that combination with the concealer was perfection, and it worked under the eyes, that powder, and all over the face. It is really good. Gucci Glow Skin Tint. Is that the name of it? Skin Tint? Tinted Moisturiser. But it's a skin tint, it's just another word for it. This one, I also tested the Armani the month before, and they are so close. But I do have a roundup coming out where I'll show you show them side by side. I'm doing a glowy foundation / skin tint video, which you will see coming out on my channel, I think next week. So I think this is going to come out before that video. I'm not entirely sure because I'm going away. But anyway, around the same time that video is out, so you've already seen it or it's coming out soon. But anyway, you will see me compare this to the Armani, but basically they're so similar. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful, for very lightweight coverage, very easy to wear, very easy to apply. It sits beautifully on mature skin. It doesn't cake, it doesn't change much throughout the day. It does give you a glow. It's not an over the top glow, it's a healthy natural glow. And it pretty much looks as good in the evening as it does in the morning. It's a really beautiful tinted moisturiser / skin tint. So yeah, that's added to my regular rotation as well. We also had the SURREALSKIN Natural Finish Foundation from Makeup by Mario. Mine is in the shade 1C. This is less of a glowy one, but it does have a healthy natural finish. That's the way I would describe it. And again, I mean, we are just being blessed with good products at the moment. I don't know if I can say any foundations I've tried have been too disastrous this year, but this one is up there with one of the best. It's so easy to apply, and I have had probably more compliments on the days I've worn this than anything else in the last month. It does really sit beautifully. It doesn't seem to go into smile lines and cake up at all. It looks excellent by the end of the day. You can build it up to a sort of medium coverage, I would say, with this one, so it gives you a pretty reasonable amount of coverage. The colour match is very good for me, in fact it's excellent. It's just a beautiful foundation, but it won't give you a matte finish and it won't give you a glow finish. It's somewhere in the middle, but it's more natural than either, so it's probably the most perfect if you want to look like you're not really wearing makeup, you've just got perfect skin. So this is a standout foundation from Mario. I do love Makeup by Mario. This one's definitely going right next to that Chanel foundation as a regular rotation as well. But so will this one be. And this one is the Natasha Denona HY-GLAM foundation, which is gorgeous. This has more of a glow than the Makeup by Mario one, but I actually put them into a similar bracket because this one also gives you quite a natural finish. It's again not overly glowy and it's certainly not matte, it's sort of somewhere in the middle. This does actually give you a little bit more coverage than the Makeup by Mario. It almost takes you up to full, but it doesn't. I would argue this sort of just goes over medium, because there are foundations out there like the one I'm going to talk about next that are much more full coverage. So I would put this somewhere between medium and full, but it certainly can be built up to a reasonable amount. But I do find I wear it better if I have less of it. And this one will also wear beautifully and not cake up and look the same throughout the day. It does need a bit more of a powder than the Mario. I think the Mario sort of wears throughout the day a bit better than this one, as in the way it looks. This one changes a little bit and goes a bit more glowy and oils come through more. The Mario one almost looks a bit better, like it's really just sitting into your skin more and more and getting more natural, if that's possible. This one will, I wouldn't say it changes so much, it just won't improve throughout the day, which is something that happens with the Mario one. It's a bit magic, the Mario one, but this one is still really good. I wouldn't put it up there with my top, but I do think it's a very good foundation, and certainly one that I will also add to my regular rotation. But one foundation I tried, which I did not like one bit, to be honest, was the Charlotte Tilbury reformulated Airbrush foundation. So I've got this one in the shade, if I can see, Too Cool. It's a good shade match for me. I did eventually find a way to wear this. If you saw my review, you would have seen how awful it looked. It just caked on me. I tried it a few days, and in my video you saw it over a few days, and every day it just looked cakey, heavy, horrible. And a bit like when I tried the Makeup by Mario and I had problems, not Makeup by Mario, when I tried the Tom Ford Architecture Matte and the Radiance. I had similar issues with that because of over applying maybe the amount. So this one needs the same sort of treatment for me to make it work. But as I said with the Tom Ford Architecture, it brings down the coverage. So the Tom Ford Architecture ones, whether it's the matte or the radiant, they take you up to full coverage. This one absolutely takes you up to full. This is full plus more. But the only way for me to make it work on my skin is to apply it with a sponge with less than one pump and really, really make it extremely light, which means you're not getting the full coverage. But that's actually better for me. I don't like full coverage. But then why buy it? Why buy this one? I could just get exactly what I'm looking for without thinking I have to have a sponge. I have to be cautious about how much I apply. I also have to have a very moisturising base that's not glowy. Well, no, not glowy, sorry, that's not true because it's got a matte finish. It's more that I need one that is a bit glowy. So something like the Fenty primer, which has quite a bit of a glow to it, a natural glow though, is a good option. It does need that. It didn't work for me with the Magic Cream, which is what they suggested. It looked terrible with that. I just argued with it actually. But yeah, I've tried to make it work. I've tested it and it worked with sponge, less than one pump. Tap it onto the back of your hand, really work it into the sponge before applying and put a light coverage, and it works. And it takes me up to maybe medium coverage doing that, but no more. So my personal view is if you've got to do all that with it, you're basically not using it the way it's meant to be, which is full coverage. So I can't use this full coverage, and I just don't like how fussy it is, and I don't really like it even when I get it to work. I just don't think it's so overly makeup-y and heavy looking. Even though it feels lightweight, it does, because there's more skincare in this one. It is better and it's comfortable, but it just doesn't look great. I just don't have anything good to say about it, really. I'm not a fan. And the last foundation I'm showing you from this month, which I am a humongous fan of, is the Victoria Beckham Foundation Drops. This is absolutely beautiful. I adore this. Every time I put it on, I'm like, oh my goodness. It takes, first of all, seconds to put on, whether I use fingers or a brush. I wouldn't use a sponge, it's too lightweight. The sponge will eat the product. And when this costs around £110, you do not want a sponge eating up half your bottle. But all you need to remember is give this a good shake. It's got this little, probably, I don't know if it's metal, but anyway, it's got this little ball inside to really mix the skincare from Augustina Spada. I always think I'm getting that name wrong. But yeah, Augustina Spada skincare is in this. I know a lot of people think if you're wearing SPF, which you should always be, will you absorb any of this skincare? And from everything I've read, you probably won't. You just might benefit a little bit from the hydration you get from it. So unless you're wearing this as a sort of evening foundation when you can skip your SPF, I'm not really sure how much you benefit from the promises that the skincare makes, which is things like cell renewal. But you could wear it in the evening, I suppose. But for me personally, I'm putting this on top of SPF. But one thing I think that is worth noting is all the foundations for me that have added skincare in, they seem to work better. That I find that when I try a foundation that doesn't promise skincare, and there's not many of them around anymore, but I seem to get on better with them. So adding this sort of skincare seems to do something magic for me, because this is just perfection. It doesn't even crease here, in this little bit here. It doesn't cake or crease there, which I don't think anything can say that with me. There's always a little bit after a few hours. I can go up to 12 hours and still not get it with this. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's very lightweight coverage. It is very glowy. That's one thing. If you're like me and you don't want to have a tacky feel, you will have to powder. And that's fine by me. I like doing that. But if you don't like to do that, maybe this won't be the one for you. And it is quite glowy, so you might want the powder to take down that glow. So that is something you have to think about. Are you happy with that? For me personally, because I like to powder, I like the fact you get a bit of a glow coming through the powder, so it's absolutely perfect. This is my ideal foundation. I just want to use it every day. That's not just going into regular rotation, that's going close to me so I can grab it more often than anything else right now, because I love it. And another product from Charlotte Tilbury this month was this life-changing mask. And I did say to you I'd use this every night instead of my Fenty lip mask, the puddings that I love from Fenty. I took it upstairs to use this instead, and after a few nights I had to give up and go back to my Fenty. I could not do a full month of this because this is nowhere near as good for me at night as the Fenty. It's nowhere near as hydrating, and I don't like the feel of it on my lips either. It's just not as nice a feel. I also love the fragrances of the Fenty, so it's not giving me, it's got a slight vanilla, it says in the description, but I can't smell it, I don't notice it. This one is the Pillow Talk one, so it's got a little bit of pink, which I can't really see on the lips. I don't think it makes much difference. You can go for the clear one, but I do have something very positive to say about it, and that is this is excellent underneath lipstick, and that is how I've been using it. I brought it back downstairs, I stopped using it as a night mask, and I'm using it underneath lipstick, and it really does help lipstick to last, and lipstick sits beautifully on it. It gives you just the right amount of hydration you need to make your lips comfortable before applying a lipstick. So my tip would be to put this on, do all of your makeup, do your lipstick last when this has had time to really set and absorb into your lips, and I think you'll notice your lipstick lasts longer. So that's why this is actually a fabulous product, but not for the reason I thought it might be. It also has gorgeous packaging, really gorgeous. So I like this one. And another Charlotte Tilbury launch was the Airbrush setting spray in the matte. I don't like this, to be honest, and it also claimed, I think it claimed it was waterproof. It did, didn't it? And I tested it out. I don't know if you saw my video. I actually sprayed it on top of makeup that was dried on the back of my hands, and it ran. It literally ran on camera in front of my eyes. It needs a good shake up again because it's got different things in it, so you need to really get them all mixed up before you spray it. And it will give you a mattified finish, and it will increase longevity, but not quite as well as the previous one in my opinion. And it's not waterproof, which don't make a claim if it doesn't do it, because it certainly is not waterproof on me. I forgot, when I said I tested it, what I did is I sprayed it over eyeshadow, I think it was. I let it dry down fully, and then I sprayed water on my hand. That's what I did, and then it literally poured, and the makeup ran instantly. So it's not remotely waterproof. I'm going to keep it on my desk, but I have to be honest with you, I'd probably give this to someone who might make use of it. Like when a friend visits, I'll say, oh, do you fancy a matte setting spray? I don't know. I might keep it, I don't know. But will I use it much? Very unlikely, especially when I've got this absolute beauty in my collection, the one size powder melt, which I use all the time. Is so good. It's my favourite now. Anyway, what's next on my list? Oh, another beauty from this month, the Fenty Set It Down Superfine Blurring Setting Powder. So when I said there was something with launch that stopped me using the Chanel one that I loved, it was this one from Fenty. So I got it in the strawberry and I got it in the lavender. This one is the strawberry milk, and this is the one I've used the least because it's not quite as good for my skin tone. It does work, but my favourite is the lavender, and it's the lavender I've used every day. Now, the month before, or maybe 2 months prior to that, I was using, or showing you the Fenty setting powder, the pressed version, which I'm still using regularly, and this is really good for under the eyes. This is really good. This can be used all over the face actually, but this one is even better for fully set in the face. I do find that these pressed powders are better for sort of finishing or just under the eyes. That's how I like to use them. But you can get away with that all over the face. This one works for under the eyes and the whole face, and I've used it pretty much every day since I first tested it. For me, it's as good as the YSL, if not a little bit better. So that means it's now my number one. That's what that means. And so is the press. So my two number one powders are both from Fenty. This does have a real fly around the room effect, so you do need to be aware of that, like a lot of powders. But it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. It's also got inside it something which most powders don't have, which means you can switch it off. So you can close it so that it's not going to go into the lid, which is just a tiny little addition, but it makes such a difference. So you just twist it here. I don't know if you can see from there. There we go. So that's useful. Another thing that's really good about this is I can tap probably a quarter of the amount that I use of normal loose setting powders, and I don't need any more. It just does the job so quickly. Even if I've got a really wet base, which is what I need to get rid of. I can't stand the feel of a wet base or a tacky, sticky base. So if I've got multiple layers of creams, foundations, skincare, SPF, everything, and my skin feels quite wet, a tiny bit of this and my face feels dry. but it also feels really smooth. And I swear, ever since I got this, every time I look in a mirror at night, no matter what makeup I'm wearing, I just think, gosh, my skin looks so good. More so than when I use YSL, and it's been this. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, and it's so affordable. I'm paying, I think, a third of the price of YSL and other brands, or at least half, but it's so affordable. Fenty are just so good. I love Fenty, as you know. But yeah, that was a great addition to the month, and probably my powder of the year. We shall see though, because I will wait until December to choose my number ones, but that's definitely in the running. And then another product that was really nice this month was these blushes from Rare Beauty. They launched 3 new shades, and this one is my favourite actually. I thought it would be this one, oops, which is the sort of violet shade. I don't know if they've got the, yeah, Spirited it's called. This is quite a rich shade. They all go on, as with all Rare Beauty blushes, so easily, very easy to blend, but very pigmented. And this one, I was quite pleased really to say that this will work on deeper skin tones, because the lilacs never do. So this is more of a rich violet. It definitely works on my skin tone, just as long as I'm very careful. But this will definitely work on deeper skin tones. So if you've got a deeper skin tone and you've been watching all the lilac launches, thinking I want to try a lilac, this one will work for you. But my favourite is easily this one, because this is such a perfect autumn shade. This one is called Resilience. I'll just show you it now, because it really is a perfect shade. And I'll show you all 3, why not, as soon as I've got that one out. And the other one is called Adore, and that one is a sort of light pink. And that one is, again, very good on my skin tone. I honestly think that these 3 could be my favourite 3 from Rare Beauty, and they're all new. Because I love them that much. Certainly the first 2. The violet is maybe a bit too strong a shade for me. So here they are before I blend them out at all. And there they are blended out. And this one here is the one I love to use as an autumnal shade. Really beautiful. And this is one of those, I'm doing so many reviews at the moment with the holiday releases and not really getting a chance to go back and use products as much. And there's some that I really want to go back and use more. And this is one of them. This is one of those blushes I think, oh, I'd happily do a full week of just using this right now for the autumn, and maybe this one for summer, and a little bit of this for the spring. So they're staying on my desk. I've made a little space. I only keep a few. I've got one from Charlotte Tilbury. I wanted to update you on this actually. This is not something I'm supposed to add into the video, but I picked up this really dark shade from the Charlotte Tilbury blush sticks, the Healthy Glow stick, and this one is called Berry Glow, and it's actually become my favourite from the whole release. I have to be careful with it, obviously, because it's quite rich. I was put off it thinking it'd be too much for me, but it's gorgeous, especially this time of year. It's a really nice shade. So that's actually sitting there with those 3 from Rare Beauty right now. I keep just a few creams or liquids out, and the other 3 are all from Violette. I adore Violette FR, so I've got 3 of the blushes from Violette sitting there, and I love them. Anyway, I won't go through those now. I just wanted to mention that Charlotte Tilbury one, because I don't think I've mentioned it, but I have tried it a number of times and it's really good. So if you've got fair skin and you were scared of it, it really does work very well, especially for sort of wintry or autumnal looks. I've got on my list here the Lancome Idole Liquid Blush, and I cannot for the life of me find it anywhere. I did do a bit of a tidy up in my room recently, so I'm worried I might have put it away with lipsticks. I've looked in my lipstick section, I can't find it, so I don't know where I've put them. But probably the reason I can't find them easily is because I didn't like them. I thought they were quite rubbish, they didn't blend out that well, they didn't have a very flattering finish, they were not that great. So that's all I'll say about those. And we'll move on to something that was quite great, in fact very great, and that was the Valentino blush. This is the ColorCrush, and this one's in Standout in Nude. This, by the way, when I checked yesterday for this video, it was back in stock on Selfridges. They all sold out instantly. They had a tiny, almost like mini release on Selfridges in the UK of all 5 shades. They all sold out within about a day, and now there's 2 shades back, and this is one of them, and this is perfect for my skin tone. And this has got such a buttery, creamy, beautiful finish, and then it gives a lovely glow. It is a really pretty. Really pretty blush. One of the nicest formulas, and the packaging is so good. and it goes with their spike lipstick. So that's an easy stay on my desk. I've got a drawer where I keep my favourite powders, so I actually have to boot one out now because I've run out of space, but this one is staying here for sure. Actually, I do have space. I don't have to boot one out. I've got space for one more. I don't know if anything else would make it in there this month. And the next one was this one from Burberry. This one is the, what's it called, the Pink Heather. What they called, the day, I've got it written down obviously, the outdoor blush, the daytime blush I was going to say, in Pink Heather. I just thought this was a bit, I don't know, that's all I've got to say. It works, it's matte, it's not glowy, it's too warm for me, it's easy to blend, there's a positive, it's easy to blend and it's nice packaging. It's not wow packaging and it's not going in my top drawer. Let's move along. Queen Musea sent me their blushes and their bronzers. I don't know if you've seen in my description that I've actually been wearing their bronzer in every video over the last, I'd say certainly the last week. It's been the only bronzer I've worn. It is a tiny bit warm, but it's almost got a reddish tone to it and it just works for me. And this is what it looks like, and it's called the Klimt Gold. And it's so good, it's so easy to apply and I absolutely love it. And this is going to go with my favourite bronzer, which is the Makeup by Mario blurring one. I'm not going to say it's taken over from it, but I'd be happy to rotate between the two because it really is very good. It's very complimentary on my mature skin and it blends out in a flash. You need a bronzer that blends out in a flash. You don't want when you have to keep working and fluffing and doing all sorts of tricks to get it to work. That one is just bump, bump, bump on every day. I love it. It's really good. And also I kept on my desk actually 3 of these blushes because I really love the formula. If you saw the video of me trying it on, these are stunning. They have a bit of a nice glow. And this one I thought, this is staying on my desk as an autumn shade. This one is the 1969. It's a really good shade for autumn, but so is this one, which I also kept. And this one is Pale Fire. I didn't think this would work on me, but it really does. This is more of a rich autumnal winter shade for me. I'll show you a swatch of it actually, it's so good. Now you can see it's very rich, but I can be careful in my application and it absolutely works. I'll show you the, is it 19, what did I say it was called? 1969. No, 1999. I had a bit of makeup over the middle 9 there. So there they are. Can you see there's a little bit of a glow as well? A little bit of a shine, a bit of radiance. They are beautiful and they are, it's, I think they described them as powder to cream instead of cream to powder. I could be wrong there. But they are so nice. They really are very good and very affordable. Plus they gave me a 10% discount code. I don't know if I've written that down here. I don't know if I've got it on my list. I need to put it into my list. I haven't even written it down. I will dig out my 10% discount code so you can find this and I'll add it into my description below. So I also tried these from MAC. These are the SKINFINISH LIGHTSTRUCK liquid highlighters. Again, very impressed with these ones. Not something I tend to wear or reach for, but I really like them. I thought that they were beautiful applied as a highlighter, just tapped across here. But also it's a really nice one if you want to put it into your neck and just give yourself that bit of shine and glow. It's not over the top. It might look over the top to you there. I don't think it is when it's on your neck. Probably you're seeing that thinking, whoa, wait a minute. But it just looks, it doesn't look over the top, I don't think. It goes in like a really nice sort of skincare. But when you really rub it in, and then you've got that. See, it's rubbed in now, it's not as bad. I've calmed it down. It's given me a nice healthy glow. So that one must have been the lavender one. Lilac Haze, that one. You can see the lilac in it. Really, really beautiful. And it sits really beautifully on top of your makeup. So you can use it and just tap it in as a little bit of a highlighter. I wouldn't use it all over. But another thing you can do with these is you can add them to products. So if you've got a really matte foundation and you want to really add a bit of glow, or if you've just got something like the Makeup by Mario, for instance, which just gives you a natural finish and you want to give it a bit more of a glow that day, you can put some of this in. So it's quite a fun one to keep in your collection, to just have for multiple purposes. You can have it on the body, you can have it on the face, you can use it to dilute out and glow up your foundation products. You can also mix it in with liquid blushes. So if you've got something like the Dior matte blush, for instance, and you want to turn it into a bit of a glowy mixture and play around with it, that's another thing to do. It's quite good fun. And the other shade I got was Glacial, and that one as well. They both look white when you start, but they both have their own sort of different shift. And this one is just, this one you've obviously not seen the colour, you've just seen that glacial frosty white. It's really good. They really are very good. Like I said, it's not a product I use or reach for very often, so I probably would put it away and think when I'm in the mood, but I think they're one of the nicest I've ever tried. That's how good they are. I think they're really very good. MAC are coming out with some beautiful products lately, and a lot of them are really, really, really high up on my sort of ratings, if you like. So next, and this one might be a bit of a controversial one, this is the Hourglass holiday launch, the most popular launch of the year, and I'm just not wanting to reach for these at all. I have to be honest. I tried my best to keep them both on my desk and rotate through them a bit in the first sort of week or two. I think that the Deer, which is the only one that works on my complexion really out of the four, it's too light and I have to build it too much, even though a lot of you pointed out that when you first try it you have to sort of break through the first layer to get to the true colour, and also use a more dense brush, which I did. I don't know if it's here on my desk now, but anyway, I did buy the actual brush, I won't look for it, that goes with this collection, and that was better than using, I tried a natural brush and I tried a synthetic brush, dense and soft and fluffy. And the best one was actually the one that came with it, which is a synthetic brush, the Hourglass one. It's vegan. And I don't think these colours are particularly wonderful. I don't think this is quite cool enough. It's okay, it works as a bronzer. I don't want a coral when we're heading into autumn, winter. This for me would be more of a summer duo. There's not one, there isn't a blush shade there that says to me autumn or winter, so I wouldn't reach for either of those. And we have the two finishing powders. This one is just too warm, and the fact this doesn't stand up also bugs me. This finishing powder is their most common one, or is it this one? Am I pointing to the wrong one? No, yeah, this one. This one obviously works very well, but I don't particularly need to reach for it. I've got good finishing powders that I've already got in my collection, but anyway, this does work. This highlighter is very nice. That's one thing I would say. The highlighter is really, really, really good. But this finishing powder, no good. This bronzer is certainly not a favourite for me, and I don't want either of these two at this time of year. And they do launch these for the holidays. I know the idea is very much you use them all year round, so this could be a good summer palette and you can use it for eyes and face. But as usual, they don't seem to, they sort of cater to two skin tones, which is good, this one does, but not enough for you to think, well, if you're cool tone, this is great, because it's not, because you don't really want this and you don't want this. I wish they would have a true cool tone and a true warm tone so that we can choose one or the other, instead of having to buy a second one to create the actual look you might want. So the Swan palette, for instance, this one has this is a nicer shade for the autumn winter and it works on me. This one's pretty similar, and this one's too warm again. This bronze is too deep for me, but I can make it work. This is so gold, it's ridiculous, and it gives a cast even on people with deeper skin tones. I've seen other people trying it, so this one is way too much. And again, we have a finishing powder. But for me, there's nothing that makes me think, oh, this is perfect. I can do everything with this. Like, for instance, the Charlotte Tilbury Nude palette, which I always felt I can do everything with. I can contour, I can blush, I can highlight, I can do my eyes. I can literally take that on holiday and take nothing else with me and that'll cover me. This just can't do that. And I don't think they're worth the money when it's like that. And I find this all the time. And I know the formulas are good and they do look really pretty. I don't love them enough to think that they're the best formulas. I know a lot of you might disagree with me and say they are. I'm not saying they're not as good as the best maybe, but I don't think they are the best. And I don't think the colour combinations are that great. And I wasn't that thrilled about this year's launch. I wasn't excited to get them, and I'm not excited about next year's. I'm sure I will, so I'm always curious, and I know that you like to see them. But I'm very glad I split my video this year and just did 2 with Rebecca, something we will be keeping up with. On that note, by the way, Rebecca from Not Fit for Print Beauty, we have split a lot of our purchases because it's costing us so much money, and also because Rebecca has a deeper skin tone, so she goes for the deeper shades, she also goes for the red lips, and I go for the lighter ones. And with that in mind, we will be doing some sort of live, which we will be setting up over the next few weeks. So do listen out for more information on that. But we will be setting up a live, which we would love to invite you to be on, if you'd like to be there with us. And we will be chatting about everything we bought. So this would be something we would chat about. So I will give my thoughts on this, Rebecca would give hers, and we can invite you to give yours, and we can all chat together. And if you wanted any sort of comparisons of a blush from this maybe with a blush from one of the ones Rebecca has, we can show them up on the screens whilst we're speaking. So that's something we plan on doing, which we thought would be really fun. And also Rebecca seems to have different experiences to me with foundations and things, because we've got different skin types as well as different skin tones. So it's quite good to have a more informative review from different experiences. And obviously we can get your experiences as well if you'd like to join in and give us your thoughts. So that's something we're looking forward to. But anyway, I've reached the end of my part 1 section, so I'm going to stop now, and you'll see me in my next outfit for the next section, which is going to be the huge amount of eyeshadows. So I'm back with part 2, and I will just carry straight on. I've got this huge basket here of eyeshadows and lip products, but I'm going to try and whiz through them to stop this video being massively long. So now we have the Byredo eyeshadow palette. So this was the Bibliophilia, is that what it was called? And this one is very warm, but you do have all of these which are cooler. So whilst it is like overwhelmingly warm here, I was able to create a completely cool look and a completely warm look, but you can mix cools and warms together as well. So if you're only cool tones, I don't think you're going to love this, but if you're neutral or warm, I think you'd get on well with it. And the quality of the shimmers is fantastic. It's not my favourite colour story because I do like greens and blues to pop up, which we did get in the last palette to be fair, and it looks like we're getting a spring palette. I think it'll be spring, which is going to have all sorts of colours. So if you're not drawn towards these colours, maybe look out for that. But in terms of quality, it's as good as anything we've had from Byredo. I think it is beautiful, so that one was a success. Not that I've created an awful lot of looks with anything I'm showing you, because I've had so many things to review. This is a bit of a brief skim over, to be perfectly honest with you. So we have the Natasha Denona Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone Palette, which for me does exactly what it says on the tin, which is provide you with a base, really, or a very simple eye look for day to day. So you've got your inner corners, you've got your base shades, you've got your transition, you've got your liners. The only thing I wasn't happy about with this is the shimmers. I just didn't see the point of even adding them, because for me this is something you use before you add a shimmer, and then you keep something, for instance, like the Patrick Tar Duos, and you just add any shimmer you like as your topper. I didn't think this shimmer worked particularly well, and I didn't see the point of this one being a shimmer, because, even though it's a metallic I think, because you wouldn't use it as a topper. So this is the only topper you've got. But really for me this is a base palette. It's an excellent base palette, so you can just reach for all sorts of colours, and we've got all the different themes. I love the way it's laid out with rosy and cool and warm, so you know exactly what to reach for, and it covers everything. So I think this is a really good thing to add to your collection if you don't have something like this. If you do, you may have a lot of palettes like this already, and then there'd be no point. So this is very much a sort of essential, in my opinion, to have in your top drawer to pull out to use with one and dones, and it serves the purpose very, very well. I like the packaging. The quality of the matte is excellent. The new formula I thought was very good as well, and very easy to work with. Blends in seconds. You can get a look with that in no time. So that's going into my regular use. In fact, the other thing is I've got the Alex drawers. You've seen the Alex drawers behind me probably, but my desk is an Alex drawer, and I can tell you now this fits into my top drawer here in the front, and the smallest drawer, and it still closes, so I can keep it there in the inner section, which is what I like to do with my go-to palettes. So that's exactly what's happening with that one. So ever so briefly, the Shrek. You haven't seen me, you might not have seen me review this yet, you might have. I have actually filmed with it. I didn't love the quality of it, but wow did I love the colour story and the rest of the collection. So I won't say too much more. Look out for my review on that, but it was great fun and the colour story was fabulous. Then we had this absolutely gorgeous holiday release from Lancôme. What was the full name of this? The Great Minaudière, I'm sure that's wrong, palette. Vintage packaging, very much Lisa Eldridge behind the design of this. You can see it really, can't you? But Lisa did mention recently that she was behind the design. This colour story is absolutely stunning. This blue in particular, I love it. I love it so much. And I did a comparison side by side with the blue Louis Vuitton and asked you which one do you prefer, and the overwhelming result was this one. You preferred this one, and I can see why. Just look at it. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love the packaging. I love the glowy blush we've got, which is also an eyeshadow. So you've got that largest one as a glowy blush. And this is very much a cool tone option. And the next one I'll be showing you isn't. So if you don't like the other one, this is a great option. It's a gorgeous option and I love it. The only problem I've got with it is both of these lip shades are just way too deep and bright for me. And when this is such a cool tone palette, I would imagine a lot of people drawn to the core tones wouldn't want these really rich lipsticks. You can swap it out for other Lancôme lipsticks, which is good, but you're paying extra to get these two and you're not able to choose the colour. And I think a lot of you felt the same way. If you could have chosen your shades, then it'd be worth paying the price, because this one is about £130. So you don't want to pay that much for something if you don't like the two shades of lipstick, which has put a lot of people off when they really want the eyeshadow. So I do agree, that's quite a shame. And then the next thing that's a shame is the other part of their holiday collection. We had these lipsticks and I thought these would fit in and the colour would go with the palette as well, better than the ones provided, but they don't fit, which I thought was terrible because I was hoping I'd swap them out. But anyway, so that's my complaint, but I still love it. I would probably say last year's beats it basically because I used every shade and I didn't have the lipstick. So, but I think that that's stunning. It's absolutely stunning. That's definitely going to be used again by me. But just quickly look at these lipsticks. I didn't swatch those ones there, but I'm not going to swatch. I'm going to keep this video short, so forgive me for not going into too much information here. You can see my review on everything. I've put a shorts reel out trying these. I tried one of them in my review with the Adventurous palette, and I tried the other two because I picked up the other two in a shorts reel. So you can catch all of these on my channel. So if you just put my name and Lancôme, they will come up. I've also got a playlist, by the way, of all my holiday releases. So if you want to find any of my for this year holiday release videos, they are in a playlist. I think I've called them Holiday Release 2025, if that's helpful to you. But these, I love the packaging, absolutely love it. But I don't like any of the shades, not one. I just didn't like them. They're too, maybe I do need to show you really, don't I? I can't really get away with saying I don't like them, but I mean, this one's not too bad. I'm saying I don't like them. This one's not too bad. No, this is the one I like. What am I talking about? This is why I need to swatch them. This is the autumn one, isn't it? Opulent Autumn. I love Opulent Autumn, but I don't like any of the rest. That's the accurate tale here. So this one is just a bit too rich and red. This one here, which is number 298. And the other one, which is number 025. Is this bright pink, which I really don't like. There. So I don't like those two, but I love Opulent Autumn. So, see, that's why I shouldn't rush. So I'm going to keep Opulent Autumn here with my Let's Use regularly, but in all honesty, I'm going to put these two on display with my pretty lipstick display and probably never wear them because they're no good to me. But I will keep them for swatch comparisons for you in the future if that's useful. Now I'm trying to get it off my hand. I'm struggling because it stains that pink. So this was the other palette that came with the collection. I've kept the box because the box is absolutely stunning and the packaging is beautiful. I love the pink packaging that came with this, so it matches those lipsticks. So this one is called the Adventurous palette, and this one is a face palette, so it's coming with a blush shade, which is also an eyeshadow shade. I suppose you could argue that's a bronzer if you've got a deeper skin tone. And then everyone was telling me, oh, you're going to love this because of the greens. I just wasn't that much of a fan because it read as a very gold green. I mean, looking at it there on my finger, it doesn't look too bad, but everyone liked the look I created with it, so maybe I need to go back and try it again and put something underneath to make this green pop more, because as I watched that I think it looks quite gorgeous again. Maybe I was a little bit biased because I loved the first one so much because it was so cool toned and I loved the light blue. The formulas of these are fabulous. They are really, really, really good. So if you like these colours, absolutely recommend. The packaging is stunning. Formulas stunning. I can't really say anything bad about these collections. Lancôme come out with the absolute best. They were my #1 last year, and they might be right up there again, to be honest with you. They really are very, very, very good. So another one that was very pretty, you might have seen me. I didn't get many views on this one, probably because it's not a brand that gets a lot of attention, but it should. This is Glaminatrix, and this is the Crown Legacy. So they were kind enough to send this one to me in PR, and this colour story is quite something, and the formulas, 10 out of 10 formulas, absolutely gorgeous. So if you did miss this, honestly, I strongly recommend going back. They've given me a discount code as well, which is on that video. I'm not going to remember it now, but I've got a 10% off discount code. I'm just going to show you some of these shimmers because I have to show you a little bit from it because they are so good. Look at those. Indie brands know what they're doing. They're giving us what a lot of the really high-end luxury brands absolutely don't seem to give us. Look at that. Look at them. You have to try Glaminatrix. You have to, honestly. Look at that. I mean, it officially made me hooked on the brand from first attempt because that's the first time I've tried anything from them. I loved the looks I created. If you go onto my video, you can see me reviewing this palette. I also did a shorts video, so you can see just if you want to see one look. I did a green look, and I wore that green look in several videos before I released the actual review, and everyone was saying, what's on your eyes, what's on your eyes? And I kept saying, wait and see, and it was this. But it probably got the worst views I've had out of anything I've released recently, and that's because it's just not a well-known brand. But so please, if you see that video, share it, please, because the brand deserves the attention. They really do. It's fabulous. I love it. So definitely, I'm going on holiday, as I keep saying, and that one's coming with me because I love playing with fun palettes on holiday, and that one is definitely coming. So another release I've loved, and this is from Charlotte Tilbury. She launched 2 face palettes, and I thought that the quality of this was fabulous, really, really, really good. And I was able to do a full look that was so easy, so quick to put together, and very elegant. The packaging, stunning. I mean, I love pink, I love sparkle. We are getting everything here. It's padded, I love it. Packaging wise, 10 out of 10. Formulas, even this colour bronzer worked on me, which I found very strange because it looks so warm. Applied lightly, it just about worked on me. And then we have this blush, and this, which is described as a glowy blush, but for me it's a blush topper or a highlighter, which is definitely how I use it. And then we also got this setting powder, which was the same setting powder we got in the heart-shaped palettes earlier in the year, the one I've reached for again and again throughout the year. So that is so useful if you want to use it to brighten, to set, but most importantly for me it's for finishing the whole look, and it gives a perfect polished finish. It's such a good one. Put it this way, if she releases this as a solo powder, I will be buying it within seconds. In fact, buying it and getting a backup. That's how much I love that setting powder. And then these 3 shades work together perfectly. The shimmer is really, really, really pretty. It's not over the top, it's just a topper. It's a topper shimmer, which you're not going to see at all now when I do this. See, you can see it just popping. It's a topper. So it provides that really lovely colour when you put it over the top of this. So this in the crease, or you can put this all over the lid, including the crease and the outer V. Use a bit of this for a bit of depth, and then over the whole lid with this topper, and you've just got in seconds an easy put together look. But you can also use these on the eyes as well, and I thought the formula was so good I went back and used it again for a shorts reel and had exactly the same view. There's a good chance this will be coming on holiday with me to simplify things. I don't know, a very good chance I'll take it actually. It's so simple, and then I can just concentrate on playing with eyeshadows, which is what I love to do when I go away. And these are coming with me. Let me tell you, these are coming on holiday with me. Ismaya. Oh. Now, still potential for palette of the year, these. Absolutely adore these. I've never tried Ismaya before. Why have I not? I don't know. Not these palettes anyway. I did try the brand earlier this year, but all I can say is if you love colour and you love sparkle, oh, they're all different formulas as well. It's like we've got that glittery lilac. Just look at the quality of them. Look at them. They're just so good. They are so good. This palette made me so happy. I mean, just getting it out and swatching it is making me happy. Look at it. They are so beautiful. And these really prove you don't need mattes. You do not need mattes. These work on my mature skin as one and dones. So if you're wearing a look and you think, I just want to be green today, just put that all over your lid and it works. Yes, you can build up and change and have different colours. You can do some glorious halo eyes, all sorts of fancy looks. But if you just want to have one colour, pick out something like I've got this top on, so say just pick out the green in my top, or just pick out this here. So this is a one and done, or this, or this, or this. Line with this if you want to. It's the only matte in the palette. This one could be used as inner corner, but it does have a shift. Look at it. Look at that shift. Oh, this is just a happiness palette for me. The formulas are exceptional. Some people don't like the shape of the packaging. I don't have a problem with it. I know it's linked with the designer works in the medical world or had a background in the medical world. I think there's some story behind that. There's also braille on the top, which is something I don't ever see. I've never seen it before. I thought that was fantastic. But anyway, so that's that. What was that one? 1.0. See, I'm going to end up making my video an hour longer just talking about Ismaya. I need to stop. I won't swatch this one and rave. They are both exceptional. Look, I'm not going to swatch them all. Go back and watch my video if you want to see swatches and looks, because I could swatch them all. I know I would, and I would rabbit on for days. One of the best releases of the year, if not the best. But I'm going to hold my thoughts on that. We have done SMIREX, but if I had to choose the best eyeshadows I've played with all year so far, it's that. And that beats, funnily enough, Louis Vuitton, which is sitting next on my desk here. So, did I love the Louis Vuitton release? Yes. Is this the best packaging? Yes, apart from I do think that these ones from Dior sitting behind me that look like books, for me personally beat it, but they will be coming up in next month's review video because they are so recent. But as a so weighty, it's like having a heavy stone. It really is very weighty. It is just exceptional quality. There's nothing else quality wise like this, and that's what you pay so much money for, because you pay so much less for the actual eyeshadow itself. So you would have seen me review this with the blue. I've since gone back and got 2 refills, and I've put the refills into these very cheap palettes from Amazon. So that's one way of collecting these without spending too much, and you can change them over and swap them into here. Oh, I did point out it's a bit tricky getting them in and out because the magnets are so strong, and I ended up getting my nails in the eyeshadow palette. So at some point I will put my favourite in here, which isn't this one, and I will leave it in. I won't swap around. I'll just use them from the temporary ones I've got from Amazon. But this one is just okay. I just didn't think this was amazing on my skin tone. I don't know. I need to play around with it more and make it work better for me. The formulas are excellent, but this isn't as good as the other two. So I'll show you the other two. And if you saw me review the blue, I was quite blown away by that. But my favourite one has actually turned out to be this one here. I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but anyway, let's just call it the purple one. I'm not going to dive into details. Sorry about the way I'm rushing this video, but it's going to be 2 hours long if I don't. This one and the blue one are the only two in the Louis Vuitton collection to have this special metallic here, which gives you that final finish across the top, which is the sort of quality that you just don't see. You just don't see this quality many times. A lot of people have said the ones who owned the Dior quads or quints from the past that had the best formula ever is comparable to that. When you put this over the mobile lid after you've completed your look to finish the look, it just becomes so special. I mean, this is gorgeous as well, this one here, if I put that over the top of it. This one, when I wore this, I got so many questions about what's on your eyes. It's just, they are exceptional formulas. They are very high quality. So you aren't just paying for the name, you aren't just paying for the packaging, you are also paying for a very high quality eyeshadow. Here's the blue one. You can see all my finger marks in it, which is such a crime from taking it in and out twice. But in this one, this is the shimmer. This is the formula I was talking about here, this one. This exceptional formula. It doesn't really do it justice given a swatch. You have to see them in action. So I have filmed with the blue one, and I've done a second video with these two extras that I got, the green one and the purple one. Look at that blue shade, look at it. So if you want the special shades, and they are super special, it's the blue or the purple. It also comes in this leather, I think it's a suede pouch with two brushes inside. So that was quite good as well. You do get quite big brushes, which I still haven't tested out. But anyway, I do think that the purple one, in this case, is one of the most special things I've ever bought eyeshadow wise, and for when I want to look my absolute best, I can see me reaching. I will put it in here, the purple. I can see me reaching for that, I really can. At the moment I'm keeping them all together with my little Amazon cases in my Louis Vuitton bag. The first one I've ever had in my life, because I've never bought from Louis Vuitton before. And we have the lipstick from Louis Vuitton, so I just picked up one shade in the lipstick, and I like this. It's a very good formula. The case is fabulous, but I wouldn't put it up higher than the other lipsticks I enjoy, like Tom Ford and Dior, and obviously even Fenty. I know they're not in the same category, but I just don't think it's worth the money for me personally, because I don't get as much joy from a lipstick. But I do think the case, which is all metal, superbly weighty, you can see the colour of the lip through the top with the symbol there. And the colour I got I thought was really pretty. So like I said, I got the satin. It is a very high quality lipstick. The shade is beautiful. I'll see if I can get the number for you now. I love this shade. It's very much a summer shade for me. I just went for the one. I'm not going to go back for more. But if I want to see what the shade is, it does actually say it in here, because it's a refillable one, thank goodness, with the cost. 201 Spell on You. So yeah. I think there's 50 shades to look at. Look at the magnet on this, how strong it is. Really strong. So I'm going to put this in the little suede pouch that it came with and keep it all together with in my Louis Vuitton bag. I think it might need its own little spot somewhere in this room, which is the most crowded mess, honestly. Where would I put this to even spot it right now? We're moving to another high-end brand. We had the release from Hermes. Oh, if my eyes look funny, that's because I just started sneezing. Maybe I'm allergic to Louis Vuitton after all that. So we've got a brush inside this pouch as well, just like you get with Louis Vuitton, just the one brush. I thought this was absolutely gorgeous. I love the look I created with this, so please do look for my review on this if you want to see it. But oh, it's just such a good combination. It looks quite frightening, but it really isn't. They're not overly pigmented, they're quite soft and subtle, and I just adored this combination. It's very unique, very different, very cool toned, which is great news, apart from this one, which is like a gold, but it's not an overly gold, if you know what I mean, and it works fine. I was worried it would ruin it, but it doesn't. So I love this formula. I love how unique this colour story is. It's a very reliable formula, and it's just beautiful. But again, I would recommend watching my full review if you want to see how those colours can work, because I do think they work really well. This is one I would like to take away with me as well. As I'm sort of going through this thinking, which one should I take with me? You've probably seen me do this before. this is definitely on my list because I haven't been able to use it enough since reviewing it, and that's definitely one I want to revisit very, very soon. And another one I want to revisit very soon is this one from Dolce and Gabbana, because this one, I went for the cool toned one. What's it called? The Icon Eye Palette, and mine is in the shade Chrome Star. I mean, the packaging. Heart-shaped and gorgeous. Perfection. Quite weighty, not overly weighty, but reasonably weighty. But this colour story, it's so good. And these formulas, these shimmers are so pretty. They're so creamy. It's quite something. For me, it's the best thing they've ever come out with eyeshadow-wise. Look at them. They are superb, superb formulas. They really, really are. It's quite exciting to be able to say that about so many releases at the moment. I think brands are just upping their game all over the place at the moment with quality. I can't get that off now. My poor hand, I've swatched so much on it today. But yeah, if you see a colour story that you like from this collection, I would highly recommend getting one. It would make a gorgeous gift for someone if you know what sort of colours they like. It is a lovely gift to receive. They've also got a perfume, their latest perfume, with this heart on the front. You can get it in the heart shape, and you can get it in the standard bottle with the heart on. And if you like gourmand fragrances as well, check it out, because it is possibly my favourite gourmand fragrance of the year. Maybe I should show that to you at another time, but not today. We are trying to speed things up. Oh, the other lipstick that went with the Hermes, I forgot to show that, didn't I? So this is the only lipstick that came with that collection, I believe. Or is it the only one I picked up? Anyway, Rouge Hermes, Rose Mauve. And this is a lovely, lovely shade, actually. Another shade I want to revisit very quickly, and it's going to go into my sort of regular holiday lipstick collection. Gorgeous, gorgeous formula. It feels as smooth as the one from Louis Vuitton that I just swatched. Packaging on this is very different, very funky. I can't say it's my favourite. I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just, it's nice. But I feel like that about their eyeshadow packaging. It's not my favourite, but it's nice. But the formula's very, very nice. I think I won't keep this pouch though, because then I can't identify the lipstick quite as easily. And I want to be able to find that lipstick because it is so good. And talking of lipsticks that are so good, I picked up one of the new shades from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is one of the best autumn lipsticks I've found for a nude one. This is a matte lipstick. There's a new matte range from Anastasia, and this one is called Spice. You may have seen me show this in one of my videos. I just got this one, but it really caught my attention as an everyday sort of nude, and it is perfect, perfect. Especially if you're looking for more of a sort of cool tone. It's not too warm. It is just perfect for me for an autumn everyday shade. It's a very nice matte. It's very creamy. It's not drying. Very comfortable. Extremely flattering on the lips. So definitely want to go back and look for more shades in this range from Anastasia, because it is really, really, really good. So definitely recommend. Like going on holiday, this one will definitely be coming, because this would be a sort of go with anything lipstick. So I might do a specific look in the day with my eyeshadows and match my lipstick, but then when I want to just quickly throw something on, that's the one I go to every time, because it'll go with every look, and it's so beautiful to wear. Definitely one to take out in your bag or in your pocket. Like my holiday is very much a country holiday, just going for walks. We're not going to be dressing up or anything. So lipstick before I leave on the dog walk. And I probably should have added this when I was talking about the collection from Lancôme, but we also had this rather gorgeous lip gloss. Is it called lip gloss? It's the Lip Idole Juicy Treat. And this is the one that goes with the Christmas collection. This makes a beautiful topper. You don't really see the pink once it goes on top, so it could go on top of absolutely anything. In fact, I can demonstrate that now, putting it on top of my lips, because I don't have a gloss on, I've got a matte on. It's just, you don't really see the pink sparkle. Look, if you look under my light, can you just see a hint of pink there? Anyway, I'll put some on my lips now so you can see. So you can see my lip colour does not match the gloss, but it works. And the Juicy Treat formula is so good, and the doe foot is one of the best doe foots ever. I love the shape of it, the way it grips to the lip. And I thought exactly the same thing last year. They launched a gloss. It wasn't the Juicy Treat ones, but that ended up on my desk for the whole of Christmas, and I used it all the time, and that's exactly what I'll be doing with this one. It is lovely. It's got a slight mintiness to it, so maybe a bit of plumping, but nothing major. It was quite refreshing. Very, very nice. And we also got a stick blush that came with that Lancôme collection, just this one, which is just okay. The packaging is a bit bland. I didn't understand why it was so plain compared to the exceptional packaging we've had with everything else. It's very pink. I wouldn't particularly use this sort of blush shade for the autumn or winter, maybe for summer. It's a nice formula, it works well, but that's all I've got to say on that one. I don't think I'll be putting that in my everyday use pile, to be honest. And that leaves me with just one eyeshadow. Gosh, I can't get that off my back of my hand now. I'm going to leave my hand before I have no skin left. So we had this 5 pan from Byredo, and again, this was a special one, a very special one. Look at this. Now you do need to be a bit brave with your colours, but again, this doesn't have to be scary. Even this orange, which turned out to be one of my favourite shades. So the only one I found a little bit tricky to blend was this one here. All of the others, very good, but it's a more dry formula overall than the big palettes that we've had, like the Bibliophilia, is it? That I talked about at the beginning. Just look at those, look at them, they are so good. So the one that feels really dry, the one I had the problem with, is this one, but like I said, the others don't feel so dry, they're more creamy. It is, oh, so beautiful. I said I wouldn't put anything on my hand, and I've done it again. But look at it. It's such a fun mix of colours for this time of year. Another one I'm definitely taking on holiday. The other one I want to take, if you're curious, is the, oh, I can't get this off, is the Odin's Eye. If you remember, I showed you they launched 4 palettes earlier in the year, one for each season, and so far I've only tried summer. So I'm going to take the autumn one, and that'll be my first time trying it. And I was going to take a Ring camera and film, but I'm not. I'm promising myself no filming, so I'm just going to enjoy myself. But that's one of the ones I'll be taking, and quite a few of the ones I've just shown you, including this superb one from Byredo and the one from Hermes. Interestingly, probably not the Louis Vuitton. But having said that, I've played with the Louis Vuitton quite a lot. I haven't played with those as much. But anyway, that's brought me to an empty basket, which means I finished. We've reached the end. So I'm sorry this has taken me so long, and I'm sorry I've tried to whiz through this section, but I'm sure you can appreciate with the amount of videos I've been putting out that it's just become a bit much. So I've had to make this one quite fast, but it will be coming out to you, oh, I don't know, about 10-12 days into October. So I'm so sorry it's taken so long, but if you ever want to ask me about things I'm testing out during the month, you don't have to wait for this video to be released. You can message me on Instagram at han.beauty101 anytime. I always reply to messages on there, and I can help you if I can. I will help you. And obviously you can message me after watching this if you want more information about anything I've talked about today, because I didn't go into enough detail for you possibly. So if I can help, honestly, I don't mind at all, so please do message me. But anyway, that's it. It's been an incredibly exhausting September, and October has been pretty much the same, but it's been magical, it's been beautiful, it's been successful. What has your month been like, and what did you get from everything I just showed you, or what were you waiting for my final thoughts on to get? What have you put in your wish list? Please tell me, I would love to hear. Anyway, that is all from me. The next one will be coming up in 5 minutes. It'll be end of October. Oh, let's not think about it. Time is flying by so quickly, it's crazy. But anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, I'd be delighted if you did. But if you already are, you're at the end of this huge long review video, and I'm so grateful to you for being here. Honestly, I really, really am. And I hope to see you all again for my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.